If you do not condition yourself to think positively, if you do not develop the habits and the conditioning that you yourself would be proud of, you're not going to be proud of what you're projecting. Marketing and branding, very, very different. Branding is about communicating your values. It's what the consumer's perception of you. And in real estate, we offer a service, so literally you are the brand. We talked earlier that the average high school graduate has received 1.2 million messages, negative messages, that they've processed in their brain. 1.2 million negative messages. Is it any wonder that depression is up 60% over the course of the last 20 years alone? We're bombarded with negative messaging. You know, in 399 AD, St. Augustine wrote, "People travel to wonder at the height of mountains, at the huge waves of the sea, at the long courses of the rivers, and at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circling motion of the stars, and yet they'll pass by themselves without any wonder at all." What does that say about our culture? You know, there was a woman in Arkansas, and she had an appointment with her eye doctor, and they prescribed the wrong medication, which led to her becoming blind. Later, the insurance company settled for $1 million. Now, how many of you would trade your eyesight for that $1 million? Just go ahead and give me a Wendy would. One person. One person. There was a fella in Los Angeles that had an accident that involved the airlines. He ended up breaking his back. Again, the insurance company settled for $1 million. How many of you know the actress Betty Grable? What was she known for? Her legs were insured for $1 million. Now, how many of you would like to see $1 million pair of legs? Well, I would simply invite you to back up and back away and look down. Because how many of you would trade the ability to walk? How many of you would trade your legs for $1 million? Are you starting to pick up what I'm getting at? Already, we haven't even gotten to the good stuff. Already, we valued certain aspects of your ability to move around day to day at over $3 million. And yet, scientists were asked to project what would it cost to replicate the human mind. And what they came up with is over $100 million. Now, it still couldn't form a word. It would still require enough electricity that could power a large city in order to operate. But it was valued at $100 million. You know, I had the opportunity to test drive one of the finest Rolls Royces, valued at over $435,000. Can you imagine, had I, in that test drive, said anything negative about that amazing vehicle? $435,000. Well, the salesperson would likely have had me walk back to the dealership, right? And yet, with all the value that we are, think about the ugly things that we say. I'm talking to you. You see, you cannot project a brand. You are the brand. If you do not condition yourself to think positively, if you do not develop the habits and the conditioning that you yourself would be proud of, you're not going to be proud of what you're projecting.